Jaipur Literature Fest 2020. My name is Kabir and Red FM is here with these two amazing gentlemen. We have Manish Malhotra, we have Safir Anand. Safir Anand is all about the IP, the lawyer. He consults so many people, but he's not here for the law per se, but they are here for launching their book, Chrysalis, which is basically story of 100 homegrown brands, their story, how brand started from an inception, a thought probably, and became successful the way it is. Supporting him is Manish Malhotra. Sir, you don't need any introduction.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to just jump into it directly. First of all, Chrysalis. I do see you tweeting about Manish sir's note on the book.
Yeah.
So, first of all, let's just quickly understand the audience. Chrysalis, what's it all about? What can they expect?
Today, nothing is constant, and the companies that are able to adapt to change, and when they're able to be the change, not just adapt the change, they are the feature of the book. So Chrysalis essentially talks about a transformative phase that is happening, whether it is a company, whether it is an individual, and the thought processes, and how they're embracing the power of ideas in order to bring out a disruption. So this is I decided to focus initially on the Indian brands, but the next edition will also have international brands. The thing was with international brands was that the thought process was way more settled, and the Indian brands have in the last few years catapulted at this change. So this is a sort of a metamorphosis that is as far as the Indian brands are concerned.
IP. How important is it for you as a creator? Let's not talk about Manish the celebrity. As a creator, even when you started like long time back, today there's plethora of new creators. What do you have to tell them about IP? Because I'll give you an example, very desi example. People in Delhi, they will go to these small alleys where their tailors are sitting and they will say, ये मनीष सर के इंस्टाग्राम पे नया आया है, प्लीज ऐसा बनाकर दे दो. That's the reality on the ground. So what do you think about it?
Well, पहली बात तो मैंने सोचा भी नहीं था कि I'm going to have a business or any such thing or a label, because when I got into films in 1990, I don't think आप पैदा भी हुए थे. So 1990 में when I got into movies, उस वक्त ये था कि I'm going to design films, right? I'm going to design costumes for films, and that's going to be my life. I launched my brand in 2005. And when I launched my brand as well, I looked at it as a label while I costume design and style. And then I met Safir, which was almost 11 years ago, at my store in Mumbai. And we chatted, and then I started, I think 9 years ago, launched a lot of my work in Delhi. And that's when our interactions became a lot more. And the brand kept changing. Delhi ka store bhi bahut bada tha. And the brand realization of the importance of IP started seeking in, and Safir was instrumental with various dinner meetings that we would have, and he was saying, "Ek din aapko karna hoga ye aur ye karna hoga." In those days, I used to be like, "Yes, Safir, come back to Bombay, get down to my work, and forget about the conversation to next time with Safir in Delhi." But what always Safir did to me was he pushed my mind in a very slow and steady manner to think in this way. And when the realization happened, part of me found myself late with it, and a part of me said, it's never too late. And that's how it all happened, and the importance of IP came into my life. जहाँ copying का सवाल है, वो कहते हैं कि if you're not copied, you're not loved, right? So that's the one aspect as well of it. Of course, when the whole imitation market goes to another level, that's when Safir comes in. In fact, we have a group where my manager cautions him that this is happening, where they're blatantly using your name on social media with your designs and with pictures of actors and models who've worked with you. And that's when we come in, right? So I think it's getting tougher, and for Safir and his organization is going to get even more tougher, because there's so much going on today that you have to keep a tight eye, and also it pushes designers to get even more detailed and more specific in what we're doing. Earlier ये था कि हम Rajasthani mirror, I love the colors in Rajasthan. I love Rajasthan, and you're inspired. But there are so many other designers who are inspired as well, right? So it's a very thin line. But from now on, anything creative, whether it's movies or a book or a piece of art or clothes, you have to get a lot more specific and a lot more detailed And I think from now on, for brands and designers and IP law, it's a marriage forever.
At any point in time, did you have this kind of discussion with Safir that, listen, and I want you to answer this. Then listen, I want to do this certain creative thing, and it goes back to the idea of creativity itself, the inspirations. There are so many overlapping things which are happening. So were you guys ever in a tiff?
Like Manish has explained to you, there's always going to be a reluctance, because you're when you're successful in the market and your product is doing well and you've got so much of love and affection from your clients that you really sometimes don't need to do this. But as you start becoming more corporate, you start thinking. So a lot of the things are not necessarily enforcement. For example, Manish may or may not go after somebody, may have not gone after somebody who is copied, and he said if the extent is very large, yes. But a lot of things may have happened in his agreements. He may have put in agreements in order to prevent people from doing certain things, and in that sense, also created a deterrence. So, and then there is unique things. See, intellectual property is not just about enforcement. For example, the fact that he tweets, or the fact that he has a certain flavor about his reels or his post with music, with the experience. I've been to his shows now, and I come and tell him, it's becoming very difficult for me to describe his shows because each show is outdoing the other. So when you are raising, what you're doing is you're creating deterrence in so many ways that you're making it very difficult, unless your competition is super intelligent and they have an insider who's telling you what, is becoming very difficult for people to copy. So the sheer scaling up itself is a deterrent.
Brilliant point. This is Manish Malhotra, Safir Anand. Please do check out the book Chrysalis, and follow Manish sir if you are not following already. And it's been a great interaction with you two gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Probably a longer conversation on creativity and IP someday, for sure.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
My pleasure, sir.